Now, the Colts are one of many teams in the AFC with a 10-5 record, and they are fighting for a playoff spot right now. But in my eyes, it would be a blessing in disguise if they actually don't make the playoffs. So what is up, guys? Ativ here. In this video, I'll be talking about why it will be a blessing in disguise for the Colts if they don't make the playoffs. And we're going to start off with some quick stats. So Jonathan Taylor, he's been an outstanding rookie, and he has 916 rushing yards and 9 rushing TDs. He might honestly get 1,000 yards. We'll see next game versus the Jaguars. They have a horrible run defense, of course. So, I think that he can very well get 1,000 yards. Although, the Colts, they're the only team that the Jaguars won against. But they're going to want their vengeance, and they're going to fight hard, of course, because any team would do that. So, we'll see. And then for DeForest Buckner. In my eyes and many other people's eyes, he was a Pro Bowl snub. He has 7.5 sacks, 1 safety, and he has 54 combined tackles. Those are outstanding numbers for a player at his position. And honestly, I think that he very well should be a Pro Bowler, but what can you do about it? But the next person we're going to be talking about was a Pro Bowler, Darius Leonard. He has 122 combined tackles, and he was a Pro Bowler this season. He is a tackle beast. He's arguably the best tackler in the league, and he has a very bright future ahead of him. And then the final person we're going to be talking about is Philip Rivers. He has 4,005 passing yards, 23 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, and a 98.1 rating. So not outstanding numbers, but they're definitely pretty good. For Philip Rivers, he's not throwing too many interceptions, so that's good to hear, Like last season, he threw 23 touchdowns, but 20 interceptions, so 10 more interceptions, but the same amount of touchdowns, which is, it's an improvement for sure. And I'm pretty sure he had an 88 rating, so he upped his rating by 10 and downed his interceptions by 10. So 10 is the lucky number for Philip Rivers. But anyways, Philip Rivers will be playing a very big role in this video. Now, if you remember Carson Wentz's MVP season, I believe it was 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He was, of course, playing with Frank Reich. And Frank Reich, as we all know, is the Colts coach, right? He's doing an outstanding job. Especially last season, he had an amazing job. Andrew Luck retiring and then Jacoby Brissett coming in. He was a very good coach to Jacoby Brissett, and I think that he deserves a lot of credit for that. But Philip Rivers, he said, and I'll show it up on the screen, that if he doesn't make the playoffs this season, he might retire. And with all due respect to Philip Rivers, he's not the greatest QB. There are definitely better QBs than he is. He's getting up there in age. He throws a lot of interceptions, although he hasn't thrown too many this season. He's a good but not great QB, and that's basically been the story of his life in terms of his NFL career. He's never been that amazing QB that would win an MVP or take you to the Super Bowl. And he hasn't taken them to the Super Bowl. He hasn't taken anyone to he has. I'm pretty sure he took a Chargers team to the Super Bowl, but he didn't win. Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is if Philip Rivers retires this season, then that will leave the Colts with a lot of options. They can either get Carson Wentz if the Eagles are willing to give up Carson Wentz. They could sign Kaepernick. Who knows? Hey, Kaepernick, sure, he's 33, but no team's signed him yet. Why not see what he can do for you? You could get Gardner Minshew, actually. Gardner Minshew, I feel like if he had the right talent around him that the Colts do, then he could be a very successful QB in this league. So honestly, of all the options I gave, I think that Kaepernick, as much as I hate to say, because I love Kaepernick, I'm a Niners fan, and Kaepernick, he brought us to the Super Bowl. Sure, he didn't win it, but he was a mobile QB as well, and he's a great QB, don't get me wrong. You have to take a chance on Kaepernick, and I'm not sure if the Colts are willing to do that. So I think that Carson Wentz, he's a bit more money, and then Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew, honestly, is the best option for the Colts. He's not that much money. You can see what he brings to the table. I have a lot of hope in him. Sure, the sure, the Jaguars were talented in their 18-19 or 19-20 season, when he was a rookie. But I think that the Colts have more talent on the offensive side of the ball, and I think that Gardner Minshew, he can elevate his game on the Colts with a better coach, in my eyes, and just better players all around. He's got the O-line to do it. He's got receivers. I mean, sure, T.Y. Hilton hasn't been amazing, but T.Y. Hilton, I think that they could do. I think that Gardner Minshew and T.Y. Hilton, if they build up the proper chemistry, I think that can be very successful. And the main reason I want to make this video is because of their quarterback situation if Phillip Rivers retires. Now, it's always sad to see a great player like Phillip Rivers retire, but I mean, it'll be for the better of the Colts. Like, the Colts, they never should have signed Phillip Rivers to that contract, in my opinion. It wasn't the greatest idea. He definitely hasn't been anywhere near an elite quarterback this season, but he's been a good quarterback. Maybe a 7 out of 10, I'd say. I think that, though, the Colts, they are a very underrated team. They have a very bright future. Well, I don't know if underrated is the right word, but the Colts, they have a very bright future with their young talent in Jonathan Taylor, who is an outstanding running back. And then Frank Reich, he seems like an offensive genius, honestly. Like, he's done all of this with his team, especially last season when he had to manage with Jacoby Brissett, You've got to give him respect for that. But I just think that the Colts, it'll be very good for them. If they don't make the playoffs this season, they'll regroup their minds. Phillip Rivers might retire, like I keep on saying. They're definitely going to have to figure out their QB situation, but I think that they should go out there and get Gardner Minshew. And honestly, it would just be cool to see the Colts get a new quarterback. Like, it's always cool to see any team get a new quarterback, Especially if it works out. Except if you're the Seahawks, because I don't want the Seahawks' new quarterback situation to work out. And even if it does, just let the Niners beat y'all and get the Niners to the Super Bowl. But anyways, I think that the Colts, they can definitely figure out what to do if they don't make the playoffs this season. It'll be good for them. But that will wrap up this video, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.